Welcome back, Gems, to another wonderful episode of the Grateful Gem podcast. I am your host, Jasmine Shannelle, and today's topic is finding your identity, part 3, Dear Present. Stick around because gems are definitely about to be dropped, so get ready. I need everyone listening to this podcast episode to follow us on Instagram at The Grateful Gem Pod and also follow me at Jasmine Shannelle. Don't worry, I spelled everything out and left it in the notes below. Take a look. See you there. Now let's get into this episode. Welcome back, Gems. I'm so happy that you tuned into this episode. As you know, or if you don't know, let me catch you up. We are on part 3 of a series that I have started called Finding Your Identity. Yes, FYI, Finding Your Identity. Part 2 and part 1 are up. If you have not listened to that, I do advise you, as you all know, to go back and listen to it because you definitely will benefit from those messages. I'm super dope and excited about today. To be honest, I wasn't. Right before I started pressing record, I was like, okay. But now that I'm here, it's just, I'm better. So let's get into it. As you guys know, I gotta give my disclaimer. I am stuffed up. I've been keeping it so cold in my apartment. I don't know why. And I know better. I've been sleeping with my air on low and my fan. So I sound a little stuffed up. So please forgive me. I don't have no Rona or nothing like that. Y'all know my allergies. So let's get into this topic today. So today is, again, part 3 of a series, FYI, Finding Your Identity. And to be honest, this was supposed to come out like 2 weeks ago. But it's all good because y'all know how I do. I do not want to post anything that I do not feel led to share or anything that I feel like is not beneficial to you. If it does not place in my heart, I don't want to put it out there. So I can honestly say I'm in a season of just understanding. Or now I'm in a season of trying to understand. Recently, within the last maybe month or so, I was in a season of uncertainty. I was in a season of being lost. I didn't understand. I was in a season of being up and being down. I was in a place of just trying to figure everything out in my own strength, which we are not supposed to do, but we do it all the time because we are not perfect. We are humans, and God understands this. However, I was in a place where I was just like, okay, I'm frustrated, I'm annoyed, I don't want to try anymore, I'm done trying. I feel like I've been trying all my life and it's not working out. I don't know what else to do. This person, they fail, but they're up and they've been up for the longest, and I fall, I get up, I fall, I get up, I fall, I get up, then I get down again. That's just how I was looking at it. And I came across this video, and you guys know I'll link it down for you on YouTube by Sarah Jakes, and it was called Full Circle. And she was basically talking about how she got led to God say that there's people that are that feels like they've been like playing replay on their life. They keep going over the same issues over and over again, the same relationships, the same people, the same jobs, the same instances, the same mistakes. And as you guys know, this is how I feel. I recorded an episode called Deja Vu. Talked about how I feel like everything that has happened in my life has really been a replay. I feel like my life has been on replay for some time, and I honestly thought that this year would be different, that I would have a different outlook, that new year, new me kind of type thing. But I honestly believe that, and I felt like, this will be the year. This is the year that I'm going to commit to doing whatever it is that I have to do to get away from this cycle. And for the longest, it worked. My mind was good. I was clear. And then, as you guys know, in the last episode, I talked about how I felt like I was either being tested from God or attacked by the enemy. And I still have yet to understand which one it really is. I don't know if it's a mixture of both or if it's one or the other, but that's how I felt. I felt like there's just so many things that's trying to pull me back to my past. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, because I know that my present counts on me enduring where I am and understanding where I am now so that I can get where I need to go later. And so the sub message for this episode is, dear past, I am enduring where I am. And I think that was awesome because that's how I feel. And I know that that may be how you're feeling because you're in a place where you let go of your past and you told yourself that, hey, I'm no longer going to do the things that I used to do. I'm no longer going to think the way I used to think. I'm no longer going to hang out with the people that I used to hang out with. I'm not going to talk the way I used to talk. I'm going to be a better version of me, the best version that I can be right now in this season for myself, not for anybody else, but for me. And what happens when you get to a point where you're that person and something happens and your mindset changes, and then the next day you're like, no, I said I wasn't doing this, and then the next day you're back in a moment where it's like, okay, what do I do now? That's how I've been for the last maybe 3 weeks or so. I feel like the world around me was crumbling down, and I just feel like, God, am I ever going to get a break? Like, I don't understand why I keep having these same issues. I don't understand why everything just feels like it's on replay. Like, I keep rewinding my life over, but I'm not moving backwards in age. I'm just moving backwards with time. Like, I'm continuing to see the same patterns, even though I've decided to take a different route. I'm still on the same path. And with this message that Sarah was saying, she was saying that you don't understand that, yeah, you're going in a circle, but you're making a full circle. So just like you feel like you're on replay, but each time you're going through, you're learning something different. You're pulling something different. Your mindset is shifting, and it equips you for where you're gonna go. Because when you get there and you already know what it looks like, you know how to better prepare for the right path. And that it doesn't matter how long or how many times you felt like you've been on replay, that God is still there and he's taking you through full circles to show you the bigger picture, to show you that this isn't the end. I'm taking you through this for a reason. I want you to learn something, and I want you to understand where it is that I'm taking you. And to be honest, I felt like God was like, listen, I'm going to keep taking you through these circles until you figure out when you're tired. And for me, that may have been the situation. And I finally am to a point where I'm like, okay, listen, we're not going to do this no more. We're not doing this no more. That mindset, the ways, I'm not continuing to do that. So it's even harder when you're in a season where you're completely understanding, you're completely hearing God, you know what's in front of you, and then that thing or the very moment that you thought you could overcome sneaks up on you, and you slip back into doing what it was or saying or whatever it was that you say you were no longer going to do. You end up slipping back into that, and then you start all over again. And it's like, come on, man. Like, I've been here before. I knew better, but I didn't do better. You know what I'm saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. You know how it goes. But that is literally the story of my life. I felt like my life is on replay. And for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is that God is telling me. I can't figure out what it is that he's showing me. And it's, for me, at moments, it has its highs and lows, because at moments when I feel like I've overcome, I really realize that I didn't do anything. Like, the test hasn't even begun yet. And that's the part that gets me a little shaken up, because I'm like, I've been sitting here thinking that I really did something. And I'm not going to discredit it and say that I didn't do anything, but I haven't gotten to where it is that I'm supposed to go. And in order for me to get there, I have to be ready and equipped. And I feel like, it's a reason why you and me are going through the same cycles. There's a reason why God is showing us this same path or the same timeline again, because down the road, there's going to be a situation that comes to you, and your life will depend on how you react to that situation. And I really think that you have to just pay attention and take heed to what's being shown to you. And you have to be looking, but don't look too hard, because sometimes when you find yourself looking and observing, you often miss what it is that God is saying. And I know this may sound crazy, but for me, it happens a lot. I am over analytical. I analyze everything, and the very smallest things I will miss. I will get the big picture, but I will miss the small details. And I found that in the small details, that is so important. The small things that you may not understand are very, very, very important things. And we have to understand that no matter how random or how unimportant something may feel, you have to know that there's something underneath it. And you have to be able to understand, okay, there's something here. God's telling me something, but what is it? And it's hard because there's moments where I'll pray, and I'm pretty sure this is probably for you as well, but there's moments where I'll pray and God will answer me immediately. And then there's seasons and moments of my life where I feel sometimes unheard. I feel like I'm praying the same prayer for like 10 days and God has not revealed anything to me. Or has he revealed to me and I just ignored it, or I didn't see it, or I didn't understand it because I thought it was like, just like, oh no, that can't be what God said. He's not saying that. I heard something. What was it? Oh, that was just the wind. And I often think that also comes into play to why I feel like my life is always on repeat, because I find myself lately, I have found myself in a path where I'm praying about the same things. I'm asking God for the same things, and I feel like God is not answering me. And I say feel like because I don't know, honestly, if he's answering me or not, and I'm just ignoring it. I don't know if he's answering me and I can't see it. I don't know if he's telling me one thing and I'm hearing another. Like, I really don't know. And it's really hard to seek counsel sometimes about it, because God will speak to other people, but you still have to figure it out. That person is not going to 100% put it together for you. You still have to figure it out. So I definitely think that once you listen to this message for the video for Full Circle, I definitely think it's going to bless you, because it really blessed me. And she talks about a lot of stuff about business and being creative. You know, you had an idea, but then the idea left you. And let me tell y'all, that is the story of my life. Okay, so story time. So recently, these last 2 weeks, I have been focusing on my interior design business, and that's honestly been taking up more time than I really thought it was going to. And that's another reason why I had recorded this podcast. But that's neither here nor there, because everything happens for a reason, and this is coming out when it's supposed to. So you're welcome. But yeah, so I've been focusing more on my interior design business. And if you follow me on Instagram at JS Design Solutions, you will see everything that I've done so far. I've been redoing my room. I redid my vanity in my room. I redid my living room. I just finished my home bar today. Woo, I'm so excited about it, you guys. I'll post it later on this week. But I finished my home bar. I'm helping my sister decorate her apartment, so I'll be posting that. It's just, I have a lot of stuff that I have like revamped and did. And to be honest with you guys, I had a moment of reflection, and I told myself, like, okay, I've been doing this interior design thing since 2017. And I didn't really start taking myself or having enough confidence until maybe the end of last year. Not maybe, but 100% certain. Until the end of last year is when I really started taking it serious. So I started doing mood board workshops. I did my website. I've been posting and reaching out to people, you know, just staying on top of things. And you guys, let me tell you, y'all have to go check out those pictures, because to me, they're awesome. And I really blew my own mind, because I know that I'm a creative person. And when something flows, I don't stop until I get exactly what I see in my mind. My room is so comfortable, you guys. So comfortable. I never want to leave. I never want to leave. Like, so serious. My bed set, like, literally, I described it to my best friend. I told him, I'm like, dude, this thing feel like I am sleeping on a cloud. And my sister laid on it. She was like, oh my God, it's so soft. I'm like, girl, It was on clearance at Target. Who would have known? Target, $25? It's like a thick comforter. One side is like fur and the other side is like soft cotton, and then I got the like soft cotton sheets to go under it. I got some new pillows, you guys. Like, let me tell y'all, I did it up. And so I started just thinking, okay, what happens when I decide to take myself serious? And I know a lot of people are like, what? Take yourself serious? Like, girl, you didn't take yourself serious? But no, I mean, like, really take myself serious. So I decided, okay, listen, I'm going to take myself serious. I'm no more sitting down in these pity parties, feeling sorry for myself. No more sitting down wondering why ABC made it farther than I did, and they've been doing their business or doing whatever it is that they're doing for 2 days and they got more than me. No more looking at it in that way, because when you compare and you step outside of your lane and step into somebody else's lane, you miss the blessing that God is giving you. And yeah, people may seem, or it may feel like people are ahead of you, but you don't really know the work that they put in it. And even if you do know the work that they put in, and it's not compared to what you did, you have to know that everything happens for a reason. And I think that once you realize that, it honestly changes your mind. Because I literally had to sit down and have a talk with myself and God. And I was like, listen, I ain't doing this no more. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of having ideas and then I see it on Instagram, or I'm tired of having a great business venture and somebody else take it on and they do awesome, and then I'm sitting here like, dang, I should have did that, or I should have fell through with that. For instance, I had an idea to do a home accessory store to go along with my interior design business. I wanted to do candles, I wanted to do diffusers, I wanted to do pillows, curtains, and comforter sets, textiles, things like that. Stuff simple. Everybody, first of all, I would be my best seller, buyer, everything, because I love candles. I love a good pillow, but definitely candles. If you see my house, I have candle holders everywhere. I have like 2 or 3 candles in my room. I have like 4 candle holders up front. I have like 2 candles on my home bar. I have candles in the kitchen that I haven't opened yet. I have a rack full of candles in my TV stand. Do not play with me, y'all, when it comes to candles. So if you're wondering how to get to my heart, it's through a candle. Okay, get me a nice vanilla, sangria, moscato, peach candle. But for real, I'm so serious, you guys. A good candle. Don't come with them cheap candles either. Give me a good candle. Anyways, so yeah, I had an idea for a home accessory store. I stayed at work, researching it, writing it down. I found everything that I wanted to do. But I could not find something that made sense for me to order. Because I told myself, I'm not finna order all this stuff and nobody buys it. And rule number 1, I downplay myself. I doubted myself. Because at the end of the day, if I had bought 10 pieces, I was still thinking like, that's too much. I need to start off small, like 5. I want to order 5, see how many people buy, and if people buy, I'll just order some more. And right then and there, I played myself short because I didn't really have confidence, or I didn't believe in myself enough to take that leap of faith. And I researched, and I had like all this stuff that I wanted to do. I screenshotted everything. I'm like, oh, cool, looking at all this stuff. But I'm just like, okay, this going to be a big investment. And realistically, I ain't got money to be sitting here throwing away. If these people don't order this stuff, what I'm gonna do with it? I don't want all this stuff. I'll take the candles, but all the other stuff, and I can only burn so many candles at one time. Your house can't be smelling like a box of crayons, like scented color crayons. We can't do that. So I was like, okay. So I kind of put it on hold because I was having all these ideas, but I couldn't really find something that really realistically to me made sense. So I go to my auntie's house, and she's like, oh, I'm starting a home accessory store. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so awesome. I was going to do that. Let me see what you got. So she does trays, she does candles. She has like diffusers, she has car diffusers. And I'm just looking at it like, wow. All it takes is you to believe in yourself. And I asked her, I was like, what made you start this? And she was like, oh, I told myself that I don't want to be working for somebody for the rest of my life. So I just decided to go for it. And I was like, wow. Like, that's all it took. And she's doing really good for what she's telling me. Like she went to a Mother's Day event and sold out, and she's got a lot of orders. And I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm super happy for her. And I told her, I was like, I want a candle because, you guys, again, I love candles. Hit hit. But yeah, I told her, I was like, I want a candle, and I'm just like, cool. I'm really happy for her. And I thought about it one day. I woke up and I got mad, not with my auntie, but with myself, because I'm like, bruh, this could have been you. This could have been you. Like, you literally could have been here. But you still sitting here trying to be cheap or with some other reason. And there it is, yet again, another great idea going out the window. And I'm like, okay, cool, great. So I was like, I'm not going to do home accessories anymore. I really felt like, that just wasn't for me, because when it came to like trying to get everything together, it just was not coming together. Like, I could find the stuff, but ordering it to me just wasn't realistic. I'm not about to order 100 pieces at a time of all this inventory. That's money I'm wasting if it doesn't sell. I mean, that's realistically, I'm a realist. So yeah, if I could have ordered 50 or less, that would have been fine. I would have ordered it. But I just know. And then I still have to try to get this stuff out there. People's got to order it, stuff like that. So for me, that just wasn't it. And then I saw all the stuff that my auntie has, like vases, and she's doing trays and candle stuff everywhere. And I was like, see, yeah, this is why I was not ordering, because you have to order that stuff in bulk. And I was like, I'm not doing that. So yeah, that wasn't for me. But I'm super excited for her. Super excited. And I was talking to my business and accountability partner, Brianna, and I was telling her, I was like, girl, I ain't gonna lie, I feel some type of way. I was like, I started making candles when I was in Atlanta, and I didn't really stick with it. I really didn't want to get too caught up in it, but I wanted to add it as my business, but I just feel like it took too much time. And again, for me, I think realistically, I don't have enough time to be sitting up here pouring all these candles, recording podcasts, decorating people's houses, working for Bank of America. Like, I don't have time to do all this. So I need something that's not going to drain me, but that's going to make the most sense and be profitable in the end. So I was telling her, I'm like, man, I feel like I've been trying to do my interior design business for the longest, and yeah, now I'm picking up, but it's just not moving as fast. She had this event, she sold out, and I just don't get it. I got other friends that's really successful in business, and they didn't have to go through all these hoops that I'm going through. I just don't get it. I don't understand. And we were talking, and she sent me a video by Jasmine Shannelle on Instagram. Not me, you guys, but there's a lady, she does Mom to Mogul. She is a mompreneur, and it was like a live video, and she was talking about how basically fear impacts us on our ideas and in our business. And if you don't have enough confidence in your idea and in yourself and in your business, then that's going to show. You have to know that whatever you're doing, yeah, there's somebody that can do it better, but people that come to you for a reason. So you have to be confident enough to know that whatever it is that you're bringing, that person wants. And I was like, you know what, girl, you right. They're going to come to me and they're going to want it. And so from that moment on, I literally was like, we're going full speed ahead, because we ain't got time to be playing. So I literally, you guys, in like a week, I have literally redid my whole apartment. Literally. I have repurposed it. And it's crazy because this is what I was supposed to be doing this stuff. I was supposed to be repurpose my table set in my room, my vanity table. I was supposed to add color to my room and redo it. I just didn't have enough confidence. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this stuff. And whatever I come up with, it's not going to be good enough. But you guys, I literally blew my mind away. I was like, wow, like, so it's like so simple, but so chic. Like, it's so cute. And it took a minute. Like, I found a lot of great stuff. I went to different Goodwills. I went to TJ Maxx. I went to Marshalls. I went to Burlington. Y'all know Burlington had that up to 50% off sale. I went there. I have like a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff from my sister. Like, it was a lot of stuff. And it was just like stuff just started coming to my head. And it's like, once I visualize it, I'm good. I just need to get the pieces. So even if it doesn't fit 100% what I see, I'm going to make it work. And it literally was like, boom, boom, boom. Like, stuff was starting to come together. I'm like, okay, cool. This is for me. And I feel like that can also apply to you. So when you get a thought or a feeling or something that you feel like you should do, if it's something that you should say or something, reach out to somebody, anything. If it's so easy for you to do. If there's steps that's put together for you to easily get this done, I say go for it. Because at the end of the day, if you have to jump through hoops and take U-turns and go over 1,000,001 times to try to get one thing done, then it's not for you. Let it go. And that's for business, that's for work, that's for people, that's for family, that's for friends, that's for jobs, that's for ideas, that's for hobbies, boyfriends, girlfriends, cousins, sisters, that's for whatever. If you have to literally break your neck to get it done, let it go. And have the confidence that whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you're trying to run a business or you're trying to create that side hustle, have confidence in what it is that you're doing. And just ask God for strength. Ask him to guide you. And if this is what you're supposed to be doing, I'm telling you, the pieces will fall in your lap. The ideas will come and you will be ready to be like, okay, whoa, I gotta start. That's just like with this podcast. Like I told you guys, this wasn't my idea. And with this, not even going back that far, just going back to 2 episodes. With this episode, FYI, was not something that I was going to do. I was going to talk about something else, and God shifted me. And when he shifted me, I accepted it. And when I accepted it, there was just so many ideas. I was like, whoa, hold up. Let's put the brakes on, God. Like, calm down now. You up there getting crazy. And I literally I was in the shower. I literally had to get out of the shower, grab my phone, start writing down notes. I literally wrote out part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Boom, did this, did that. Boom, subtitle, boom. Bible verses. Stuff just came to me. Because originally it was supposed to be 1 episode. Like I told you guys in part 1. And again, if you haven't heard part 1, go back and play it. Because you definitely need to hear it. Are you loving this episode? Great. Don't forget to leave your feedback by rating and leaving a review on Apple iTunes. Also, don't forget to subscribe anywhere, wherever you're listening to this podcast. And make sure that you follow us on Instagram to keep up in the know of what's going on with the podcast. Okay, let's get back to the episode. But yeah, this wasn't supposed to be the episode that I was going to talk about, but God gave me an idea. And again, it was only supposed to be 1 episode. And after that 1 episode, I started getting ideas. And then he was like, nope, we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into a series. We're going to do a 4-part series. And I was like, okay, cool. What we talk about? And it just, like, let me tell y'all, it flowed. And I was like, wow, this is so good. I could have never done this on my own. So I definitely feel like, for one, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel you when it comes to feeling like your life is on replay, feeling like you've had deja vu about everything, seeing the same things over and over, feeling the same hurt, feeling the same pain, or the same things that have been holding you back. But I'm here to tell you that it does not end here. This is only the beginning, and this is a test and a season of God showing you what it is that you've done wrong. And so that when you come back around, you'll get it right. And you'll go back around again, you'll get it right again. And you may get 2 out of 3 things, 2 out of 3 things right. And then the next time you go around, 3 out of 3 things right. And then you move on to another season and you go back and you see that again. The first time you may fail it, but then you come around again. And I feel like in the beginning, I felt like this is a waste of time. This is wasting my time. I don't wasted time. I'm a big person on wasted time, but I feel like my whole life was a waste of time. I probably shouldn't laugh at that. But yeah, so that's how I felt. You know, I felt like my whole life was a waste of time. That's how I felt because everything that I was doing felt the same. Every relationship where I was in, it was the same thing, just a different person. Or every job that I got, it was the same feeling, just a different job or a different brand. Every car I got, it was the same thing, just a different car. Like, I literally went through a season, still going through a season of full circles, but I'm here to let you know that we are not going to stop. We're going to keep going because the more we go through these circles, the more that God will reveal to us what it is that he's trying to show us. It is there. You just have to be listening. You just have to pay attention and be mindful. I think my problem is this. I overthink so much. That when a situation is presented to me and I know better, I still do the wrong thing. For instance, in relationships, my ex will come back It'll be a couple of months. I've already done this. I already know how it goes. And I have the mindset of, maybe this is from God. And you would think the little light bulb will go ding in my head and say, no, this is a test from God. Y'all been doing this for years. You said this yourself. This is why y'all not together. But no, it doesn't say that. It says, ding, this is from the Lord. Because I knew he was going to be my husband. And I think that's crazy. It's crazy thinking about it right now, but in the midst of it, I'm not realizing, like, I can't talk. I'm not rationally thinking. There it is. I'm not rationally thinking. And now I'm thinking so rational to where I'm literally faced with obstacles in front of me and I'm literally praying in my head like, God, if this is from you, I need you to let the light turn green. All right, the light turned green. Okay, well, if this is from you, I need you to make my phone ring. Like, not so, like, complex, because God's not a genie. He's not a magician. But basically, in so many words, God, I need a sign. I know what you told me. I know what you promised me. I know why we're here. So I need you to confirm. Okay, he back. He back. So, in this very moment, before I make a mistake, I need you to let me know what this is. Is this a test for me to make the right decision? Or is this a chance for me to fully understand that the time has passed, we've both grown, and now it's going to work? But I'm at a point where I'm no longer making decisions until I fully hear from God. If God or himself don't come out and look me in my face and say, yes, it's going to be a hard no. And I really think that that's important because, like I said, it sounds crazy. It sounds good right now. I'm talking real good. But let me tell y'all, let me be honest. Y'all know I like to keep it honest 100% with y'all. But let me tell you, if he came knocking on my door tomorrow, I don't know what I would do. Rationally, I know why I broke up with him. I know what God told me. I know what it was that led me to just be tired. But my mind, my heart says something so different. And when I'm presented with this problem, I can't rationally think because my feelings are overpowering my rationalism. So I'm not thinking rational. And so I get back in a situation another year, another 2 years of the same thing. And it'll come around again. And I know you're probably like, girl, you stupid. Okay, I might be. No, I'm not stupid, y'all. I'm not stupid. Don't call me stupid. Please don't call me stupid. I am such a goofball. But seriously, though, I mean, we've all been there. And it's not just with relationships, with anything, with situations. We think that we pray about it, and then when God doesn't answer us and this option is presented to us again, we assume that it's from God. But put papers on it. Let God reveal to you 100% that it is him. Because if it's not him, I would hate for you to be back in another replay. And another full circle, learning the same thing you just learned. And let me tell you, it's not a good feeling. Because like I said, I've been there. I'm living in it. Literally. Y'all know the story. We broke up. But this time, let me tell y'all, it's got a different outcome. Because guess what? I broke up with him. Normally he'd be like, oh, let's just call it quits. I'm just over it. We agree with quotation marks, but it really be him. This time, no, baby. It was me. I had to talk to the Lord, and the Lord confirmed. And then let me tell y'all, after I made that decision, I was battling with, did I hear God right? Did I make the right decisions? Because everything that I had did, even though I knew it was right, it felt wrong. But when I was in it, in a wrong relationship, it felt right. And let me tell y'all, it's so real. It's so real. You have to literally be listening to what it is that God's saying. When God tells you to do something and you know it's from God, don't let nobody and nothing come between what you and God said. If God told you to do it and you did it, boom, you did it for a reason. And it's crazy because now, when I try to think about that relationship, instead of feeling like, oh, I miss this person or I miss their their moments or the things that we share, it's more of a rational thinking. Like, okay, yeah, you miss this person, but when they're around you, this is how you feel. Or when y'all talk, this is how you felt. Or this, you know what I'm saying? When you were with him, this is whatever it may be. Guys just rationalize it with me. But like I said, let this man come knocking on my door tomorrow, the next week after that, and I'm just gonna be like, poo. Like, I don't know. But I do know. And it's crazy that circumstances can have that such of an effect on you to where you can't rationally think. But let me tell y'all what, we got the strength because God equips us with everything that we need. And that's funny. Let me tell y'all a quick story and then we can wrap this up. I was at my sister's, I was talking to my sister, and we were putting together this table, right? And it's crazy because, like I said, when God tells you something, don't let nobody and nothing stop you from doing and obeying what God's telling you. Funny story. True story, I swear. If you know my sister, you can ask her. I swear this is true. So, we're sitting on the floor. We put together this table, this end table. But we put the wrong legs on the table. So, I couldn't get my side back out. I don't know what happened. You know them little screws where you got the little wrench and you try to turn them and then like the iron starts messing up, so I couldn't turn it. So, we're literally sitting on the floor trying to turn these things and they would not come. So, I gave up. And normally for me, I'm a person where it's just like, okay, if I can't get it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to come back in like a minute or so. But I was done. I was like, listen, I ain't doing this no more. I'm sitting here on this floor. You figure it out. And I got to a point after that when my sister figured out she couldn't. So I was like, girl, just stop. Just don't even do it. And so we sit on the floor sitting there like, dang, bro, we really can't get these screws out. And so my sister gets up and she goes back at it. And then she's like, oh, I got it. And I was like, what you got? And she was like, it's coming out. The screws are coming out. And I'm like, okay, well, what you did? And she was like, I don't know. But the Lord told me that you don't have to stop. You don't have to quit because I gave you and I equipped you with all the essentials you need to take this out. So get it done. And so let me tell you what I did. I bust out laughing. I was like, the Lord told you what? Girl, the Lord ain't told you that. And she was like, no, seriously. She was like, you said stop, but the Lord told me to keep going. So she was like, he told me that. And I was like, well, she said stop, but if you say go, then I'm going to do it. And like I said, you guys, don't let nobody stop you from doing what it is that God's telling you to do. If somebody is in your ear telling you give up, but the Lord is telling you keep going, you better keep going. Because at the end of that finish line, baby, it's something that is going to be outstanding. Something that is great. Something that's for you. And you have to know how to know and hear God. And I was like ecstatic about the story because me and my sister were laughing. We both goofy. So we were laughing. I was like, what the Lord told you? And she was like, he literally said, I gave you all the tools that you need to do this. So get it done. And so I'm on the phone like cracking up. And let me tell y'all, no lie, this girl got both of those legs out. It was 4 screws that was like stripped in there. She got all them 4 out. And let me tell y'all, my sister is a purity little thing. Lord forgive me. But she ain't got no strength. So for me, I knew that, okay, God told you that for real. Like he told you to keep going because I couldn't even get it out. And I was like, wow, like that is so good because sometimes in life we get to a point where we let people dictate what it is that we're going to do. We let them choose our outcome when we know what God promised us. We know what God told us to do. And instead of obeying God because we think that it sounds crazy or people may look at us crazy, because I ain't gonna lie, I was looking at my sister kind of sideways like, girl, God in here. God came in here and told you that. But people may give you a side, but at the end of the day, you do whatever it is that God's telling you to do. Because I would hate to have had that situation happen and the next day or that night I left and my sister was like, oh, well, God was telling me to try while you were still here, but you said don't do it, so I didn't do it. But when you left, I did it, and I got the screws out. I would have felt like, listen, don't ever listen to me over what God's telling you. Because I don't know. I'm just saying I couldn't get it out, so I assume you couldn't get it out. But seriously, though, that's so important, man. Do not let people dictate what God told you. It wasn't no 3-way call. It wasn't no Zoom conference call. This was a you and God thing. And most of the time, it don't even be you and God. It be God and he tell you. Because that's how it be for me. Like I said, this episode was not even supposed to happen. I had other plans, but God said, nah, we're not doing that. So God created it and gave it to me. So now we're collaborating. God's telling me what to do, what to say, how to move. It's not, oh, girl, well, why you didn't record your other episode? Oh, God told me not to do it. God didn't tell you that. I mean, he says a lot of stuff, but God didn't tell you that. Imagine had I listened to somebody else, or even to myself. Not sometimes it ain't even other people, it's us. So imagine if I would have just listened to myself and just recorded what I wanted y'all to hear, and somebody really needed this episode. I would never have left for myself to know that I did that. So, yeah. That's all I have for you guys today. I really hope that this somewhat resonates with you. I hope that you use it. A lot of laughing giggles, but all out of seriousness. I mean every single word that I'm saying to you. Don't ever let people dictate what God's telling you. You know what God said. Obey it. I don't care who thinks that it's crazy. I don't care who says that it won't come to pass. Listen to what God is telling you. So don't fear your present. Don't hate this season, because this season will be the very season that gets you to the future that you are supposed to have. And you may be on full circle on replay right now, like that favorite song you got playing in the background. You may be on repeat, but let me tell you what happens when you're on repeat. After a while, you know how you have a CD and you play the song, even like with my iTunes, I'll play a song over and over, and then all of a sudden it'll start slowing down. I'm like, well, how is it slowing down on iTunes? I don't know if it's just the system or if it's just me hearing it. And after a while, I get tired of hearing it, because I'm like, okay, this don't even sound the same. And I don't think it's the phone. I think it's my hearing. I done heard it so many times, so now they just sound different. Like, I can hear in tone, like, the ad-libs in the back that I've never heard before. The beat a little slower. Like, what's going on? And then I'll listen. I'll get off Apple iTunes and go to YouTube, and it'll sound the same. So I'm like, okay, it's not the phone. It's not the system. It's me. I'm tired of hearing it. Stop playing it. So guess what? When your life keeps going in circles and your life keeps slowing down, you'll get tired. And when you learn the lesson that God has shown you, you'll progress. You'll move forward. But right now, this is the season that God has you in, and He has you there for a reason. And you're not there alone. I'm with you. I'm there with you. You may not can physically see me, but trust me when I tell you I'm there. And I've been there for years. My whole life is on replay. But I want to thank y'all for listening in to this episode. I hope it was helpful. I really do. I hope that you continue to listen to this series however many times you need to. Play it on replay, and after you get done, when you get tired of hearing it, you'll stop. You'll move on to another episode, another song, another season, another life, another season, another place. And when that time comes, you will know it, because God will confirm it. So I want to say thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and continue to shine as the gems you are, okay? Continue to find your identity, because God needs you to take other people where they're going. So you have to find you in order for Him to use you in the way that He's called you to be used. I love you, and I thank you. Bye. See y'all on the next round.